EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for August 31st, 2021 is the final day of the month of August, and we're getting ready to start a new month and put this very wet month behind us. It's been very wet because of two tropical systems and their remnants thereof that we dealt with just in the past week and a half, and this is now going to be the third we're going to be dealing with in the past 2 weeks with the remnants of Ida, and this could be a doozy. This could be something that is going to produce a tremendous amount of rain for some areas, and I'll show you that here in a second. I don't like using that word very lightly. There's a lot of, especially in media, you hear a lot of sensationalism and some headline grabbers. This is not a headline grabber, folks. This is going to be a tremendous amount of rain in a very relatively short period of time with the remnants of Ida as it moves towards the Mid-Atlantic region. Before I get into that, today's video forecast is sponsored by the Reading Fightin' Phils. They are on the road this week against Hartford. They will be back home against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats next Tuesday. It'll be the final homestand of the 2021 AA baseball season for Reading, and that'll be a 6-game series starting on September 7th against New Hampshire, and it'll be at 7:05 p.m. for a start. Get your tickets at rphils.com for more information and for ticket information to get involved with the final home series of the 2021 campaign. So again, today is going to be a partly to mostly cloudy day, so it's not going to be too bad. It's going to be not quite as warm as it was yesterday. We're on the opposite side of a cold front. Most of us will have winds out of the kind of west-northwest or whatever. But the cold front is going to be situated just off to our south, just south of the Mason-Dixon line today, and kind of stalled there. It's going to pave the way for Ida's remnants, which will be over the Tennessee Valley later today, to move along that boundary. And we're going to have one heck of a rain event, I think. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be something that we're looking at early in the week. Well, was this going to head a little bit further north or further south? Or I figured somewhere in our region was going to get hit, but it looks like it's going to bisect right across the middle of it. So there's going to be a flooding threat with this. The initial estimates for the National Weather Service was for 2 to 4 inches locally. 6, I think that's underdone. Okay, under. For some areas. All right, so I'm going to show you this evolution here going forward, and this is the precipitation is it's associated with this is going to come in actually late tonight. We'll look at some showers coming into the picture. Those showers will continue and evolve into steady periods of rain during the day on Wednesday. During the day Wednesday is not a tremendous amount of rain. Okay, just a rainy day. All right, periods of rain, not windy. No severe weather to contend with, just rain, synoptic rainfall, and temperatures here tomorrow are going to be 68 to 73. So it's going to be on the chillier side because we're cloudy and rainy all day, right? Then once we get into the overnight, evening and overnight, we have this heavier rain that's going to be sitting over the area, and the models are starting to, now that we're getting the shorter range, are starting to pick up on a couple different things that could enhance this rainfall. Some orographic lift, which is a southeasterly wind component pushing up against the mountain ranges here. So on the leeward side of the mountains, you get kind of like an extra ringy. Think of it like a sponge, and you have you have all that pressure pushed up against the mountains, and then it's just like a sponge just squeezes it and it just dumps rain. So you have that. That's the orographic lift principle in a nutshell. So you have that, and you also have intense frontogenesis with some very, very high shear involved with this system. So this is going to pass. The system itself is going to pass off to our south and east. It is not going to be a tropical storm anymore. It is a cold chord system, a bona fide low pressure system, not a tropical system anymore, warm chord system. But it's a pretty strong area of low pressure, and it's going to have those frontogenesis and orographic lift as part of it. That's going to enhance this rainfall quite a bit. And this low is going to move across the Delmarva, as you can see here. But you can see the intense reds that are over our region in the overnight period. And it really doesn't get in here until the evening in our western areas. But then it gets you get really intense rainfall rates overnight. And I'm talking about 1 to 2 inch per hour stuff for several hours. So you can pile this rain up very, very quickly. And then it's going to end very abruptly when we get to Thursday morning. So Thursday morning you might have maybe lingering showers very early in the morning, and then the sun's going to come out after that point. But the damage is going to be done, most notably, just before midnight in our western areas to about 6 a.m. I think it's your window there of opportunity. So here's the NAM high-res future simulator radar, and I'm starting this off at 9 p.m. So you don't have anything going on just yet, but it's all moving toward the region. And these are just showers. So when we get in the late in the overnight period, it starts spreading further east and northeast, and you get into some showers just before dawn in our far eastern areas, but it's going to start a little bit earlier, just past midnight in our southwestern areas. This spreads over our region, and during the day you get periods of rain. Okay, there might be some embedded heavier stuff in there, but for the most part it's just standard rainfall during the day. Okay, periods of rain that's going to continue to accrue throughout the day. Then we get to the evening. We have this. The low pressure is now just south of the Mason-Dixon line. As it's moving eastward, again, you have intense frontogenesis with this and some intense banding. That's going to give you some... Look at this banding here. There's some insane rainfall rates with this as this is moving through. This is just past midnight at 1 o'clock in the morning. And you can see some very heavy rain over our region. And that's going to go way into the wee hours of the morning. And as this image here stops at 8 a.m. on Thursday. Again, you could have some showers left over in the morning. Some heavier rain in New Jersey until it completely clears. But then once this line passes, the sun comes out and everything dries out, or at least tries to, because there's going to be a lot of rain in the meantime. As far as rain totals, here's what the NAM has. And you have a swath here right in the middle of this that is the absolute jackpot. That's where the frontogenesis occurs. That's where orographic lift occurs. And that the combination of the two gives you a lot of rain. But I wanted to highlight an area here that is kind of like this area right here that encompasses all of this. This entire area is 4 inches or more of rain, okay, within that swath in the middle of that, okay. Then you have some areas in here that are getting some intense frontogenesis, and again, you don't know where this mesoscale banding is going to set up, but there's some intense banding within this that are going to get you to 6-8 inches of rain out of this. I'm not kidding. There's going to be spots in here within our region, especially as you get back toward the lower Susquehanna Valley region, I think. You might get some isolated pockets of 6 to 8 plus inches of rain out of there, which is insane. Okay, and somebody's going to get it. Somebody's going to get that out of this. I don't know if I'm going to draw my map that way today. We had an initial map we put out privately yesterday. We're going to put out to the public late morning here today. And I don't think I'm going that high. European model doing the same thing. A little bit further northwest than NAM has it, but we got some serious jackpots in here. Now, it has an 11.5 inch mark in here, but I think that's ridiculous. Technically not impossible, but it's ridiculous, okay? So there's a lot of rain involved with this, and there's going to be some serious flooding issues, not only to roadways and, basements. There's going to be problems with river flooding, certainly. Flash flooding is going to be a serious issue in the overnight. Thankfully, it's coming in the overnight with a lot of traffic and travel. But there's going to be a lot of rain out of this. Probably this is like the trifecta here. With the last 2 weeks with these systems coming in, this is going to be the worst of the three. I'm almost positive of that. But there's such a very large portion of our area that's 4 inches plus. And generally, we're probably going to have our map like 4 to 7 inches over that jackpot area, which is right in the middle of that area I just circled before. But we're going to have some areas within that could see 8-10 inches of rain. Not kidding. Not a joke. It's not an exaggeration, and it's not a joke. So just be prepared for that. If you have, check on your sump pumps. Make sure they work. Make sure if you're one of those that put like me, that I have a problem with my window well that leads to the basement. I have to put a manual pump in there. Make sure that's all that stuff's hooked up. Make sure your generator's ready to go if you lose power. Because some pumps don't work without power. So if they go out, some of you have a battery backup. Make sure all this stuff works. This is what this is for. Okay. I don't expect this to be a thunder or lightning event. I also don't expect it to be a severe weather event because of the fact that this is tracking further south. So since it's this kind of system, it's going to be everything south and east of there would have any tornado threat. That's not going to be across our region. So in the effort of time here, I don't want to go crazy here with the time here of the video because there's a lot of things I'm covering here. And again, I'm not trying to scare anybody. This is just the reality of what it is, okay? This is not sensationalism. I'm not trying to hype anything. We're going to have a tremendous amount of rain out of this. That is a given, all right? This is not going to shift. And, oh, wow, I only got an inch now. You said we're going to eat. No. Relax. I'm telling you, just be prepared for it. It's coming. Now this is going to leave early here on Thursday, and then clouds can give way to sun on Thursday by the afternoon at the latest, and then you'll have clear conditions, mostly sunny conditions, and pleasant conditions heading into the Labor Day holiday weekend, it's actually going to be kind of like mid-70s on Friday, Saturday. Not too bad at all. And mostly sunny skies both days. Once we get to Sunday, we're going to partly cloudy. Going to warm up a little bit as winds turn to the southwest. And we'll get temperatures in the upper 70s, it looks like here, for a high on Sunday. And this entire time is dry, just partly cloudy on Sunday. Once we get to Monday, there could be a late day thunderstorm. We have an isolated thunderstorm in the forecast for later in the day here on Monday, the actual holiday, the Memorial Day holiday. This is Monday. So if you're looking at the weekend as a whole, being from Friday to Monday, 3 of the 4 days are completely dry. Once you get to Monday, there is an isolated chance for a thunderstorm late in the day, but it's not a real big deal. And part of that, most of that day is dry. Okay, so for this final weekend of summer, the unofficial end to summer with Labor Day weekend, this looks pretty good. All right, and temperatures will get up close to the 80-degree mark by the time we get to Monday. And then after this front comes through, next week we're going to get back down to kind of what we'll be on Friday, Saturday, kind of in the middle 70s and lows in the 50s. So it's going to be pretty nice going forward here. This is pretty good temperatures and very good conditions to be outdoors. But we're going to have to get past this the next 24 to 36 hours or so because we have, actually the next 48 hours, once we get to Thursday morning, we'll be finally okay. But we'll have to get through this big system here. There's a lot of rain here. Just make sure you're prepared for it. Anything you do to prepare for heavy rain on this level, if you flooded in the past, take it seriously, okay? This is something very serious, and we're going to have a lot of rain. I know you can't stop the rain, but whatever you do to mitigate that, please do that and make preparations for that now. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for August 31st, 2021. Have a great Tuesday.